Hi everyone, this is the Allura overview for the MAC Wonder Woman collection. I'm going to divide this video into 3 different parts. First will be the video for the eye products, the second video will be for the lip products, and the third video will be for the face and nail products. In these videos, I'm going to show you the products themselves and also swatches of each color. I will also be putting up a review of all of the products along with pictures of the swatches and the packaging and everything else on the blog, and I'll put that link down in the bottom bar. All the information you need will be down there in the bottom bar. This collection is already available at maccosmetics.com. It will be in stores officially launched on February 10th, which is a Thursday. I would suggest getting to your store as early as possible on Thursday if you're interested in these items, or placing an order online. We'll start first with the 3 eyeshadow quads from this collection. As you can see, the outer packaging is decorated with art that's reminiscent of the Wonder Woman comic. Here's the top of the eyeshadow quad palette. If we flip it over, here's the back. First is the Defiance eyeshadow quad. The first color we have here is Defiance, then Paradise Island, Star Studded, and Real Drama. And as you can see, the palettes come with a big mirror that is convenient if you happen to travel with this palette. Next we have the quad in Lady Justice. The first color is Lady Justice, then Insurmountable, Deep Truth, which is a permanent color, and Bold Babe. Third is the quad in Valiant. The first color is Manila Paper, which is a Rue promoted color that first came out with the Spring Color Forecast collection in 2010. Then Valiant. Next, Diana Undercover. And lastly, Spinning Transformation. I'm going to swatch the first eyeshadow quad in Defiance for you. And like I've said before, I'm going to do these swatches using an eyeshadow brush instead of my fingers. And I do this because most people apply their eyeshadows with an eyeshadow brush, so I think it's more helpful for you to see how the product goes on with the eyeshadow brush and what kind of pigmentation you'll get using an eyeshadow brush. We'll start with the first color in this quad, which is Defiance. And Defiance is a Volux Pearl. As you can see, there's not a lot of color or pigmentation that you're getting on the first layer. Let's try a second layer. So with 2 layers, that's what it looks like. The next color is Paradise Island. I'm going to take the clean side of that brush. Again, not a ton of pigmentation on the first layer. Let's try one more. A little better color payoff the second time around. I'm going to take a clean brush. Oh, and Paradise Island is a satin. The next color is Star Studded, which is also a satin. And not a lot of pigmentation, and this color is also going on unevenly. A little better pigmentation on the second layer, but it's still applying unevenly. The last color is again a satin, and the name is Real Drama. And again, the application is uneven. And there's not a lot of pigmentation. And still pretty uneven. So here are the colors from the first quad, which is in Defiance. The colors are Defiance, Paradise Island, Star Studded, and Real Drama. Next up for swatching is the Lady Justice quad, starting with the color Lady Justice, which is a Frost. It's 1 layer. And 2 layers. Next color is Insurmountable, which is a Volux Pearl. Pigmentation is a little light, but not as bad as with the Defiance quad. And with the second layer, that's a pretty good color payoff that you're getting with that color. Next color is Deep Truth, which is also a frost. And like I said before, this is a permanent color. And the application is pretty uneven. Let's try a second layer. And again, pretty uneven in application. The last color is Bold Babe, which again is a frost. And once again, not a lot of color payoff and uneven in application. One more layer. The unevenness isn't so noticeable with a second layer, and you can get a little more pigmentation out of that one. So one more time, here are the colors from the Lady Justice quad, starting with Lady Justice, Insurmountable, Deep Truth, and Bold Babe. The last quad is in Valiant. We're starting with the color Manila Paper, which is a Volux Pearl, and this color is a re-promoted one. It goes on very smoothly. Pigmentation is pretty good also. The next color is Valiant, which is a frost. And again, it goes on very smoothly and evenly. It is a light color, so that's why the pigment looks light, but it does go on nicely. I'm gonna get a clean brush. Next color is Diana Undercover, and this is a satin. And again, same problem. Lacks a little bit of pigmentation, but even more problematic is that it goes on unevenly. Let's see if one layer more helps. It helps a little bit, but the application is still pretty uneven. And last is Spinning Transformation, which is a frost. And once again, very uneven application. One more layer. Does definitely help, but it would have been nicer if it were more pigmented and went on nicely and evenly on the first application. Overall, the application for these quads was pretty disappointing. A lot of the colors went on unevenly. It didn't have a lot of pigmentation. This was particularly true for the satin finish colors. I would say the best of the satin finish colors was probably Insurmountable, which is in the Lady Justice quad. And the worst out of the three palettes, I would have to say, is the Defiance quad. Probably because there are a lot of satin finish colors in this quad. There are 3 of them. And then the best one, I would say, is the Valiant quad. The colors in this quad went on very smoothly and nicely, and even though it does have these 2 satin finish colors, they weren't as bad in terms of not being pigmented or going on unevenly. One more thing, some of you may be tempted to try to foil these colors to get more pigment out of them. You know, do that at your own risk. Not all of the finishes for MAC eyeshadows do well being foiled, i.e. being used wet. But regardless, do not try to foil the colors that have satin finishes. It will not increase the pigmentation, and all that will happen is that you'll end up ruining that color. So if you want to try to foil the more sparkly colors, okay, but just don't do it with the satin finishes. Next up are the 2 pigments and 2 reflex glitters. This is what the packaging looks like. The pigment boxes are red and they're housed in this decorated sleeve. And as with all of the boxes in this collection, there is a pattern on the inside of the boxes that has white stars on a blue background. Here are the colors. We have a pigment in Marine Ultra, a pigment in Bright Fuchsia, Reflex Pearl, and Reflex Bronze. Now, all of these colors are permanent, either in the Pro line or the regular line. So if you're not crazy about these colors or you're not sure, you don't have to run out and get them because they will be available even after this collection is no longer being sold. But if you are interested in these colors, then it's a great time to get some special packaging. Onto the swatches, starting with Marine Ultra. Now this is a matte pigment, but unlike with a lot of matte pigments, this one has no trouble in terms of giving you a bright, opaque color. Let's try a second layer. So there you go, very bright blue. Next is Bright Fuchsia. Now this color has shimmers in it, and again you get a very bright color there, hence the name Bright Fuchsia. And with 2 layers, that's what it looks like. Onto the Reflex glitters, starting with Reflex Pearl. Now just be careful with these. They are very shimmery and they will get everywhere, so be prepared for fallout. That's a very nice silvery color. And there you go with 2 layers. Next is Reflex Bronze. Very beautiful finish, beautiful color. And you probably don't even need 2 layers, but that's what 2 layers would look like. And please just remember not to use the Reflex glitters as eyeshadows. I know they look beautiful, but they are not intended to be used around the eyes because the particles are too big to be safely used in that area. So keep your use to putting them on the lips or on the face. Last for the eyes are the Opulash mascaras, and as you can see, this is what the box packaging looks like. Here's what the tube packaging looks like, and as you can see, these are jumbo sized in comparison to a regular sized mascara. And for comparison purposes, you can see the difference in diameter between these 2 mascaras. The first color is in Bad Bad Black. The second color is in Mascara. The third color is Victorious. And the fourth color is Army of Amazons. So here are the 4 colors swatched. We have Bad Bad Black, which is a true black, the Mascara, which is a bright blue, Victorious, a bright purple, and Army of Amazons, a bright green color. It's not very common for makeup lines to come out with colored mascaras, so it's nice and refreshing to see these in this collection, even though they may not be practical for everyday wear. And to see how these apply and how well the color shows up when actually applied to the eyelashes, please go to the link I'll put in the bottom bar to the blog, and I will have pictures on there. And you can also go to the blog for a full overview and pictures and swatches of all of the items that I'll be covering in these videos. So like I said in the beginning, if you're interested in any of these items, I would suggest buying them online very soon, or making sure that you're one of the first people online at your local MAC store. Already online, the mineralized skin finish in Pink Power is sold out. I'm predicting in a couple of days 1 or 2, both of the blush items, and probably a couple of the lip products will also be sold out. So get them as quickly as you can while they're still around.